We are following breaking news about R&B singer R. Kelly. Attorney Michael Avenatti says he has a videotape allegedly showing Kelly engaging in graphic sex with an underage girl. Now, Avenatti claims this is a different VHS tape than the one used in another criminal case against the star in 2002. And this newly surfaced tape has been handed over to prosecutors in Kelly's hometown of Chicago. This is in addition to an investigation already underway following an explosive Lifetime documentary that featured multiple interviews with women who say they were sexually abused by Kelly, some when they were in their teens. CNN has viewed this tape in question, and CNN's Sarah Seidner is following this for us in Los Angeles. Also here with us is CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson. Sarah, first, what do we know? How did Avenatti get this alleged tape?
It's not something that I know, and it's not something that he is certainly revealing at this point in time. But I think what is important about this story is that this is, if everything that I have seen on this tape is accurate, and everything that I have heard on this tape is an accurate depiction, this could be potential evidence in a new case against R. Kelly. Now, we've spoken to sources on this story, and I have also viewed the tape, and I can tell you that the video is graphic, it is clear, it is in a well-lit room. There are two scenes to this tape. One is in what appears to be a living room, which is very bright and well-lit, and the other is in a bedroom, which is darker, but still you can certainly see the features of both of the people who are on the tape. During the tape, and it is impossible to know this girl's age, but I do want to mention that the details I'm about to share with you right now are disturbing. And so people should be forewarned before I go into just a few of the details of this 42-minute and 45-second tape. I will tell you this. You see at one point a naked man coming into the frame who appears to be R. Kelly. Our source has identified him as R. Kelly. He is seen performing multiple sex acts with a female that is on this tape. Now, the person that is on this tape, the girl on this tape, she describes the age of her genitalia. She talks about her female genitalia. She describes it as being 14 years old, not once, but at least 6 different times. And he then confirms on the tape, in his own words, the age of her genitalia. We do not know how old this girl is. We have not been able to corroborate that. What we do know, though, are the details of what is on this tape. There is also another very disturbing point at which he asks this person who has described her genitalia as 14-year-old to urinate. She does so after questioning him, and then he does the same to her. He urinates on her. Those details are important because this mirrors what happened back in 2002 in a videotape the prosecutors used to try and bring charges, and did bring charges against R. Kelly at the time. But in a 2008 trial, he was acquitted of those charges, which were 14 charges of child pornography. Where we are right now is we have spoken to his attorney, who has said he is not aware of any new evidence. He is not aware of any of these new details. He has not been contacted, nor has his client been contacted by law enforcement at this time. We have also reached out to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, and they have told us that they cannot confirm or deny the existence of anything in any kind of investigation at this point in time. So that's where we are left at this point. But we have viewed this tape. It is disturbing, no matter how you cut it. And it is very clear video that is quite different from the tape that was being sold back in the 90s and 2000s that was used in the very first trial. Anna.
Sarah, obviously very disturbing information that you're sharing with us. Please stay with me in this conversation as I bring Joey Jackson into it. Where does this case go now? How would this proceed, assuming they've turned over this tape to law enforcement officials?
So following up on Sarah's excellent report, let me say the following. Obviously, in the event that R. Kelly's guilty of any impropriety involving an underage person, he needs to be held accountable, and I'm sure that the Cooks County District Attorney's Office, in conjunction with the police department, will do just that. I would encourage, however, however, everyone to pause for a number of reasons, because you're going to be looking at, and defense attorneys certainly will be honing in on that tape to talk about the authenticity of the tape. We are in a day and age of technology where things can be placed upon tapes that may look one way but are quite another. I would mention, as Sarah mentioned, you look back at the 2002 issue, that's when the tape first surfaced, and then he was prosecuted and brought to court in 2008.
A tape first surfaced there. We believe this is separate.
This is a separate tape. A tape set, and I just want to draw the parallels. In that case, they thought they had him dead to rights. Different issue, different tape, different time. But of course, there was the argument made about who was on the tape. Was the person underage? Was it even R. Kelly? The reason I say that, Anna, is because I predict that the same arguments will be made here. Number one, authenticate this tape. Where did it come from? Where and when did the lawyer get it? How did it surface? Was there a chain of custody? Who had it before that? Where did it originate from? Then when you get through all of those questions, who was the woman on the tape? In the other case in 2002, they brought a number of other people in to authenticate who the individual was because that person did not testify. We don't know in this case moving forward whether or not they have this individual, whether she's indeed underage, whether others will testify, whether she will testify, but the same arguments will be made as to whether she's underage, who is she, and whether that's R. Kelly on the tape. If they could establish that, then you know what? He's in a world of hurt and a world of trouble, but I would caution before we get there that there were 21 counts initially. Sarah said 14, and she's right, because the prosecutors had to drop 7 of those. And so where we are now is we're in a place where we need to exercise caution, but if what's on that tape is as alleged and described, then it's going to be a very problematic future moving forward for Mr. Kelly.
Joey Jackson, Sarah Seidner, thank you both.